I have observed that most people, when they meet or hear about someone who has been highly successful, think to themselves, wow, how lucky he or she must have been to be where they are. The reality is, however, that although there is an element of luck in every success, there are many people who somehow manage to be lucky a lot more than most of the rest of us. There's a reason for that, and it is summed up by a frequently quoted statement that goes like this: good luck is when opportunity meets preparation. Bad luck is when lack of preparation meets reality. So let's talk about preparation and good luck first. When we exclude such things as winning a lottery or inheriting a fortune from a long-lost relative, almost all of luck is a matter of recognizing and acting on something that others do not see as an opportunity. A dear friend of mine recently told me the story of her parents. They were immigrants who lived in a Midwestern city, had worked hard all their lives, and lived a prosperous middle-class life. But they had not reached financial freedom because they still needed to work every day to keep the revenue coming in. One day, my friend recalls, they commented over dinner how cheap land was in the United States, where one could buy land around the city in which they lived for $100 an acre. Although they were not rich, they could easily have bought quite a few acres of that land that would in time have made them wealthy and secured their children's future. Instead, they just noticed it, commented on it, but did nothing. Their failure to act was primarily a function of the culture from which they came, in which such investments were not common because ownership of property was not protected by law. One of the great benefits, by the way, of living in the United States. But how many other native-born Americans read the same newspaper article, yet still failed to take action by buying some of that cheap land that would today have made them wealthy and financially secure? Why not? I submit to you that the reason was a function of two things. One, failing to prepare their minds to look around them on a daily basis for opportunities that others were simply not seeing or were ignoring. And two, a fear of taking a risk that might lead to a loss instead of a profit. We'll talk about risk of loss shortly, but let me give you another example of the difference between looking at the world with entrepreneurial eyes or failing to do so. I read recently about an entrepreneur who made his first fortune many years ago when 25% of the currency in the United States was backed by silver. Recognizing that silver was also used in industry and might in the future be worth more than the currency, he began buying paper currency that was convertible into silver and just putting it away. When silver prices grew beyond the value of the currency, he converted the currency to silver and, I'm told, ended up making over $100 million. So why did everyone else not do the same? It was printed right on the currency, silver payable to the bearer on demand. He saw that as an opportunity. Most of the rest of us just noticed and did nothing. I was one of those who did nothing and had to make my fortune another way. But why? Like so many others, I had not yet developed the habit of looking at the everyday world around me as the candy store of opportunities that I now know it is. None of us will recognize all the opportunities, but failing to prepare our minds to see those opportunities is preparing to fail. Later, I did notice that there was a lot of interest in using some things called stem cells as a potential way to treat diabetes. This time, I recognized the importance of what I was hearing and remembered that I knew a scientist who was one of the leading cell biologists in the world and was looking for a new job or a new project. A few years later, I was CEO of a public biotech company worth over $100 million and built around that friendship. Not all of that money was mine, however. We did have many investors, but it started because my partner and I saw something almost everyone else was ignoring and took some risk to test our theory. It all starts with preparation of the mind to see opportunities where others see nothing unusual or see problems instead of opportunities.